Alrighty, so who would like to recap what happened last full session? Does anybody remember what happened last full session?
Oh, I sold some shit.
I remember what I did.
Well, my character did.
Markso, would you like to do us a recap since it's been 3 weeks since I...
No, it's actually only been 2.
Trying to
Feels
shove
like
up
it's
in
been
here.
3.
Well,
Where are we gonna?
It's been 3 for Dan.
Yeah,
Oh.
It's been 3 for me. That's why I said for me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Weren't
that
we
is
gonna
good.
do like our characters each?
I-
or something?
Well, you had the kind of the session, and then you had the downtime. No, it's only been 2 because you
Yeah.
missed the downtime session, wasn't it, Dan?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did.
You just missed last. You missed the session before last, which was downtime, and then there was the session before that. Y'all can recap the downtime session then, if y'all would like to do that. Each of y'all can to recap that.
Okay, I'll go first for my character. So, Bartorin, after we rescued the heiress and we killed the bandits and everything, he went to once again go to the the broker in town and in the slums area to sell off a painting. He was able to get a little bit more than what what the guy was offering for him, and was able to get the passcode in case he had to go back that same day, which led him to believe, like, oh, so yes, there's a passcode each and every single time. They didn't seem too keen on the fact that he keeps showing up, seemingly out of the blue. And his defense is like, look, if I knew somebody else to go sell my stuff to, I would. But you're the only people I know of, so it is what it is. And after he did his business, he just kind of left and went back to the inn to rest up for the rest of the day before going out on a night before he decides to go out on a nightly jaunt.
Shalu, he went out to, I suppose, find a shrine or someplace. Not a real shrine, but like the worship district of the city. Places he could go there, do some praying, I guess. And he came to Istus's specific. I forget what it was, but he said a prayer to Istus, kind of just giving his concerns, and Istus reassured him things were going down the right path, and yeah. So then Jiaolu figured he needs some more training. Wasn't sure exactly how to go about that, so I was just kind of looking around to see if there was like some sort of monastery where people were, training or fighting or whatever. The only place he could really find was like a guard training thing or whatever, and he just kind of watched one of the guards or one of the people training there. It was a big guy, and essentially challenged him to, try and hit him.
Mortal Kombat.
Yes. And he dodged out of the way of all the guys' attacks, and then the drill sergeant guy came over and was like, "Hey, go on and stop doing it." And
Stop that.
then he asked Jiaolu, "Hey, think you could like show these people a thing or two?" And Jiaolu's like, "Sure." So he did a bit of training with these people who weren't all that great, but he tried. Then On his way back to the inn, he picked up a bit of driftwood or whatever wood was lying around so he could carve it later, and yeah, back to the inn and just chit-chatting.
Sam didn't do especially much. He just did a bit of shopping, and then later that day, he kind of asked the party if anyone had heard about his master, especially the ones after him, and it sounded like vaguely, oh, he's alive and kicking possibly. And Sam didn't especially do much, so he's just waiting to go for a midnight stroll too.
Elheim went to Founder Temple, talked to the dude in charge there, and asked some questions, looking for some stuff to help with chasing down leads on their grand task they have. Did a little bit of shopping and then just discussed some things with the group at the tavern that evening. I believe that was the majority of what she accomplished. And also assisted with some funerary rites, I think.
And a plate.
That was a very brief stint before it was handed off to the next person. It's on a relay
I don't
race
want
to the
this
kitchen.
Is currently rolling down
Yeah.
that hill.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that's all plates do.
Yep, that they do.
And Chungus took a trip down to the blacksmith and got some nice sharp spikes fitted on his bone warhammer. And then he was itching to get to a fight, so he was asking around, and he was directed to what he thought was the fight pits, but in actuality was a barracks for guards. And he went inside and he fought one of the guards, ended up severely injuring his knee, and then he got tired, went back to the inn and ate a bunch of food, and went into a massive food
day.
coma.
Average day for Chungus, I'm sure.
Pretty much, yeah. Sounds about right.
Oh yeah.
And then Galactor's not here for this. Galactor
Yeah.
said
But he was just kind of like staring at
he
some
he,
item.
he
Yeah.
basically went into basically kind of a park and found a nice big rock
Mhm.
and proceeded to flex in front of his wand continuously for hours on end,
Yeah.
trying to unlock its secrets.
That's how you recharge
As
them.
is Galactor's wont to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I did want to buy some healing potions. So, how much are you charging for healing potions? Is
Standard go price.
standard? Okay.
By the
All
way,
right.
could I? By the way, since Galactor's doing some shopping, could I add the grappling hook onto the shopping Salem did before?
Sure. You could probably find yourself one.
Okay.
Alrighty, so you all have conjugated back at the inn. You all are here. What is your next step? What do you want to do?
Pretty good question. I know we have that lead at the crypt or whatever.
Yep, that we do.
You recall that you were that through some very interesting, weird statements made that there was a crypt that had some interest to Wastry, or to the group that seems to be following Wastry, you should say.
Yeah.
It was also suggested we might be able to talk to the guard commander to find out if he knows about comings and goings of people of interest that might be related to what we're doing.
Commander
which one of us
Kessin.
wants to?
Guess on, yeah.
Oh, that's why I had that name marked down.
Yeah, I forgot. Who do we want to go up and?
Let me find
And,
a
we
pin.
also had
Y'all discuss. I'm gonna find a pin. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Why don't we
when
just send
we
the
were
thieves
in
to go
the
first?
one place,
One
the
place.
nobles at the wedding-ish thing. Yeah, the manor. The nobles talked about a cave that the village people kept saying
Mine,
they saw lights. Yeah.
All right, I remember that.
yeah. It is something, although we're not really 100% sure whether that has to do with Wall Street. I mean, obviously the out of character, like, oh, the DM mentioned it, it's probably connected, but it's like, besides that, we don't.
Probably. We
That's
can
why I'm
probably
saying,
try and get more information on the lights.
yeah. I mean, maybe if it's on the way to the crypt,
There we go. Yeah.
could stop by. Although,
If it's on the way, we'll check it out.
because like, if you think our characters would be like, okay, the crypt is the most likely place to find Wastries.
Oh no,
People.
I just wanted to make sure I brought it up so we had option.
Yeah, I was
Fair.
getting some kind of mixed signals about whether or not that cave and the crypt were actually the same location.
Well, I thought the cave was a mine too.
Yeah, it's an abandoned mine.
Yeah. Okay. So they will have explained to you that the cave was basically this old gold mine that had ran dry decades beforehand and had been abandoned. And but the nobles had basically told tales of the peasants are telling tales of how this mine now they're seeing lights and movement and people and at night and hearing sounds coming from it, and they have basically played it off as peasant talk. Yeah. The crypt is, you have basically been kind of told that the crypt is, according to Boris, is an actual crypt used by followers of Wastri to kind of bury his followers in a specific manner.
Okay.
You don't get the impression that they are the same.
No, but I mean, from talking to people and hearing snippets of what they had been told in previous sessions, that wasn't very clear, but now it is.
Yeah, they are distinctly different. Your characters have no reason to believe that they are the same.
Okay. Oh yeah, Zeros, I have something here in my notes that you got told more information about Ruben Russo then too.
It was when he was praying to Istis.
Yeah.
It was just basically Istis saying, yeah, look into Ruben because he's important towards what you're trying to accomplish.
Well, there's some important there because apparently he's immortal and kind of going through he's just going.
He's a perpetual. He exists continuously through time. He does not he travels forward only in time, but he's perpetually existing through time. He doesn't immortal's probably not the way to call that. Like he continually keeps like he'll recycle through time and then go again, and then recycle through time and go again. He is a perpetual.
Kind of like the Futurama episode.
Sure. I'm so glad all my hints and notes are taken so well taken care of and followed and understood that the breadcrumbs are clearly labeled with flashy lights.
Hey man, flashing text is so 1990s.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'll get scrolling parallaxing text or something like that.
Oof,
Even worse.
that's late 70s.
What would you like? Holographic? Direct injection? 3D?
No,
Lead-based
4D,
injection
man. We want it in
text.
4 dimensions.
It's enabled. There we go.
We're all gonna have to get VR sets to read it.
Hey, I was looking into buying one earlier today, so don't knock it.
What do you mean knock it? I own one.
I own one as well.
Yeah, I'm actually buying one, so I'm just waiting for VR D&D VR.
Yeah, we need it.
Called Tabletop Simulator.
I'm sorry, but that's really shitty. Like Tabletop Simulator is kind of garbage. It's kind of janky, in my opinion. But
So which path do we want to pursue? Do we want to go talk to the guard commander at all, or do we just want to go check out the crypt, or do you guys have another
While we're
idea?
here, you might as well have someone go talk to the guard commander real quick, see if he
I
knows.
still say we have the thieves go and introduce themselves.
Hi, we're nobody important.
Yeah.
Well, that was another lead, kind of, sort of. The Thieves Guild in town or whatever has information
Yeah.
on him, but it was 300 or 500, was it, Mark? So
500. It was. They vaguely said they might know things. They did not imply what they might know or what they might not know.
May or may not be.
They may or may not know. So we could end up spending $500 for nothing.
Exactly.
That's why
Fair.
our twin kind of wants to wait, where it's just like $500 for that information is just like nothing. You know what I mean? Like it's not like, you know what I mean? Like it's nothing. It's like a drop in the bucket, so to speak. Like $500, sure, here, not a problem. Like worst chance, like that 50-50 shot, we learn something new. We don't learn anything. We learn something we already know. So you know what I mean?
Drop in the bucket, you said.
then again, if we heisted that amount of gold gem,
You mean you two guys, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, just double checking.
Specifically.
Well, it's a plan.
Yeah.
I will link something in the Discord. Is the character of Mortal Kombat called Garrus?
I'm good with checking out the crypt as well.
Yeah.
Robin Rousseau kind of acts like you have been told, Jello, that, and this has been explained outwardly, I suspect,
Okay.
that Robin Rousseau acts kind of like how this character plays.
Yeah.
Like he has that same kind of similar ability, so to speak. Ignore the turn thingy. I was just re-saying everybody's.
So we can turn his arm into a giant, like,
No,
giant hammer thing, like bash your skull. Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
no. No, more of the his ability to basically, he's a point in time, and he can constantly see repeating lifespans.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned if they're using a crypt as their hideout or a passage into their base of operations or something, that they may be desecrating it. That's not cool.
Yeah, I figured that was probably a point of contention for Elheim. But,
Little bit. The dead are to be respected.
yeah.
If they're complete piece of shit assholes, then you can kind of fuck with them a little bit.
Okay.
But if they're good people, you don't fuck with them after death.
You're also reminded that this crypt is basically where they lay the followers of Wastri are buried.
Burn that shit.
At least that's your understanding from Boris.
Really?
Remember, that's what he kind of implied that these crypts are.
I never met Boris in character, wink wink, so...
Well, this would have been told to you by the other members of this
Yeah,
party, I
he
suspect,
told us.
because you all had this conversation at one point.
Yeah.
But
Although
basically,
my concern with it would mostly be to verify that it is followers of Wastri, and if not, then it needs to be protected, but if it is, then they can kind of go fuck themselves. Desecration's back on the menu, boys.
Yeah.
I recall somebody being very upset about desecration last week.
Unless they're terrible people or, like, enemies of my temple, then... yeah. Wastri and his followers are fucking traitors to the Sul.
Okay then. So what do you all want to do then? What is you step forward? You all are sitting in the inn. You all are having this discussion.
Chungus
it is
still-
nighttime,
Or-
right?
It is late evening. Yes. Night is a bit.
Is Chungus still in this food coma?
You have woken. And are now and you there's still plenty of food around, but you have been woken by the party, I suspect. Or do you let him sleep? Well, you'll have this discussion.
I mean, who'd be the one to wake him up?
I like to imagine we're trying to see
You know,
how
let's
many
have a
food
roll-off
items we
for it.
can
Let's
hang
have
off
a
of
roll-off.
him.
y'all have got like beer steins like stacked up on his head.
Let's
There's
have
a
a
carrot.
roll-off for it. Lowest roll wakes him up.
Yeah, like
mean,
a
I'd take
carrot
it, right?
sticking out of each of his ears.
So far, I'm not waking him up. Oh, so far Salem's waking him up.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Interesting.
Well, looks like Galactor. Oh, wait, we
Well,
still
we
got
just
our
rolling
time.
regular 20s, right?
Yeah, we're just
That's what
rolling
they were,
regular
flat 20s.
Okay, making sure.
Basically, y'all are basically playing a game of Rochambeau at this point.
Yeah,
That's what y'all have done.
Galactor. Like, Galactor, you drew the short straw, man. You gotta go wake up Chungus and let him know. Just be wary of the mouth.
Oh, to wake Chungus up, I cast Mage Hand and pull one long hair off his beard.
Oh,
Ooh.
jeez.
That's over 30 pounds.
Yeah. Secret is his beard is one giant hair. It just keeps unraveling.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is hilarious. It's just one long beard hair.
So Chungus jumps up and grabs his bone. He's like, "Ah, the Raptor army!" Oh.
So it's about that time, like all the mugs and stuff topple over.
Yes, like beer and beer mugs just go everywhere. He flip like Chungus. You're kind of like, so you flip the table over, so the table like lands on the other side, and now there's like just a circle of chairs. The other patrons have taken notice.
Did they take notice as we were building the tower?
They
on
did, and they were kind of watching to see what would happen. But now even the patrons who were not taking notice have now taken notice.
And Ellie's just laughing.
John is just face palming.
A couple of the patrons are a little nervous, but the owner looks a little perturbed.
There were no survivors.
Shit.
Chungus sort of looks around and realizes where he is and just goes like, "Oh, there's no raptors here."
No, Chungus, there are no raptors.
Not for quite some time, I imagine.
Definitely not no.
Anyway.
I guess I'll try to help flip the table back over.
Yeah, the table's really, really light, so it's really too easy.
Yeah. Crypt sounds like our best bet.
By the way, does the food coma count as a short rest?
Yes.
Okay. Everybody just roll it.
Galactor
roll
is
the hit
also
die.
okay with going to the.
Well, I would also like to point out the fact that y'all got a long rest, so Chungus, you don't need to, like, heal.
Yeah.
Well, I still have 8 wounds.
Oh! Yes.
I'm fighting.
I will give y'all a long rest.
Okay.
Yay.
One less generous. Yeah.
There, you all have taken a long rest. As you all.
Cool.
It was a lot of food.
I know.
The owner will walk over to you, and he will lay down a small piece of paper with a scribble on it, and it will read at the top of your tab. It is 57 gold pieces.
Damn.
Wow.
Chungus takes out his pouch and just dumps a bunch of gold on the counter.
At
like-
this point in time, Bartoran's gonna walk over and be like, "Alright, Chungus, hold the phone, man. You can't just dump. I'm gonna take a little bit and teach you as best I can. Money.
There are probably 57 somewhere in there.
Yeah, probably, but there's also probably a little bit more. You want to. So the thing is, when you have to pay anything, you pay the amount that you owe, or you try and talk them into maybe paying a little bit less. But when it comes to paying for food and drink, always pay it in full. So I help you figure out how much money you have. And you I look at the tab. It's 57, like 57 gold or just 57.
It's 57 gold.
Okay, so I'm gonna help Chungus learn money because Bartorin is inwardly flinching at the fact that he's just upending all this gold and just saying, "Here." Bartorin's just like, Bartorin in good conscience cannot let this go on. He's like, "No, all that money. No, let's help you, please. Stop throwing away your money. It is physically paining me to see you throw away your money like this." So he's gonna help Chungus count. So Bartor is gonna spend at least an hour with Chungus trying to help him. Well, he's gonna help Chungus pay his tab first. Like, he's gonna show him like 57 gold pieces and give it to the bartender. And then he's gonna try and like teach him money. Emphasis on try.
Figure out what we're doing for an hour then.
Yeah. Like, alright, Chungus, let's go teach you some money. Let's teach you numbers, man. So we're going to spend an hour teaching Chungus.
So you're going to teach Chungus numbers till he understands numbers, correct?
Yes, I'm going to teach Chungus numbers so in regards to, like, paying for things.
All right.
He doesn't accidentally shortchange himself.
All right. So as the sun rises, you look around and you realize the rest of the party is sitting in their chairs, sound asleep.
I said an hour, not hours.
And you said you're going to teach him till he understood numbers.
I didn't say understand. I just teach him an hour. To try and help him understand it. If he can't figure it out after an hour, Barton's just going to give up. He'll try again. Like, this is an ongoing project for him now. He's not going to teach him all night long. Hell no. He has plans tonight. He's going to take an hour.
So Chungus picks up a gold piece and he's like, "So this 10, right?"
That's one gold piece.
1 gold. And he puts it in his mouth.
Please do not eat the money.
It tastes so
Don't
better.
eat the money. We're just gonna grab a newspaper out of nowhere and stab on there like, no. Do not eat the money. Money is not for eating. It is for spending. And sometimes hoarding.
Meanwhile, what is the rest of the party doing while this is going on?
Staring in bewilderment.
How tall is this inn?
In regards to what? Oh, 2-story.
About 3 Goloktor tall.
That's pretty dang tall.
Yeah, no joke.
Well, Salem's gonna try to clamber up on the roof and kind of see what he could see from around there.
Maybe
Okay.
climbing check or something.
I'm going somewhere with this, but I think I got
Okay.
I hope so. Alright, so you go outside to climb up, correct?
Yeah.
Are you just going to do this willy-nilly, or...?
like in the alley or something. By the inn. Or does Salem still have a room?
Far as I know?
Would Salem be able to climb out of his room and climb up onto the roof?
Sure. Let's go with that. I'll say you're able to climb up the wall and get to the roof.
Do I need to roll anything, or...?
I'll just give it to you. The DM is feeling generous this evening. So where are we going with this?
Did it cut out?
Yes, I got nothing. I asked where we're going with this.
Oh,
Jumped from rooftop to rooftop.
He jumps and splats all over the floor.
Yeah.
As people from the ground go, don't jump, for God's sakes, don't jump.
Do a backflip.
Cat Assassin's Creed.
Aim for the haystack.
well, he's basically trying to see what he could see from there, or see if he could go from rooftop to rooftop from up there.
You could probably get across most of the rooftop, sure. Depending on where you're trying to get to.
Well, where was the jewelry shop? Was that in the merchant's corridor?
It was.
Would you be able to make all that way there?
Sadly, no, because you had to cross the street.
Hold on, let me pull up the map here. And that's what the rest of the party is doing while I'm doing this.
So what's everybody else doing? Well, the cat's disappeared.
After Bartoran spends his hour, he's gonna go for a walk.
Okay, so 2 of the party have wandered off.
Yeah, I always split in the party. Never fails.
Would there be a bench or a barrel outside the front door that Glockdor could sit?
Sure. There's plenty of benches outside to sit by.
Glockdor would like to go outside and sit.
Okay.
We don't have a key here. What's the merchant corner? Where are we at in this? For the Greyhawk map?
The merchant quarter is in the A section. That is
And
the
then
artisans,
we
basically.
are-
You all are in the A
we're
section.
at where?
You all are also in the A section.
Oh, I was gonna try to go from roof to roof. It sounds like that's not.
You are in the inn here. If I could actually draw. It's not actually. It's kind of. Y'all in the inn there. The jewelry shop is here.
And you just squiggled beside them.
Yes, because it's so laggy to try and write like in or something like that.
Yeah. Well, does he see any guards or anything around on the rooftops or anything like that?
On the rooftops? No, there are no guards careening across the rooftops like Batman. You also see you do see guards kind of generally patrolling the streets. Yes. So what is everybody? So Chungus, you have been taught numbers, and Ellie, what are you doing? And
Sticking with the main party group until we're all ready to go do whatever, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess just talk about things.
The alternative is, I mean, 2 of them just disappeared, then what, we're gonna wander out of town to go
Yeah.
check on a crypt or
Like-
something?
I don't know, I guess
y'all could.
pass the time. Either Jalu would either like talk if the rest of the group's there, or go off to like meditate or something. Just kill time.
So
we
it
never
looks-
decided when you were gonna leave, did we?
Nope.
Y'all made no decisions. Y'all just took off.
Yeah.
You talk in thief talk and disappear.
You're not wrong.
Well, it looks like from the map, it looks like Sam could make it pretty far rooftop to the jewelers, but not all the way. It looks right.
Right.
There's a reason why Galactor went outside. He knew some bullshit was about to happen, so he's like, gotta keep it.
Okay then.
Okay, so I just opened the map back up and it's not there anymore.
I accidentally hit. I clicked.
Yeah,
The,
it just
Yeah.
happened to me too.
I clicked. Accidentally clicked the map. The
The
mass
image of
button.
Greyhawk Town disappeared.
Hey, look at that.
It's been wiped. This map.
Worcester is one.
It's been wiped off the face of the map.
Lost Street has won. No.
Gone.
No.
Reduced
Come on,
to
Fantasy
ashes.
Grounds. Don't.
Yeah.
don't
Thanos snapped.
it'll be back in a second. I promise.
We believe you.
It should be coming back in a
Would-
second.
Would Salem be able to get close enough by rooftop to be able to see the jewelry shop?
You can see it across the street, sure.
It is. 'Cause
You could make it to that bottom corner, just above the jewelry shop.
So yeah, he's gonna proceed there and hunker down and kind of hide and wait for till he sees Batoran pop up. Then
Oh, okay.
Arton is slowly but surely making his way towards the artisan's district to the jeweler shop, back alleys and everything, making sure to dodge patrols.
Alright, so Batoran, you have kind of weaseled your way through back alleys and are near the jewelry shop. Salem, you are on the roof.
So did he see Batoran there, or maybe just a quick glance of him there?
Does Batoran know to show himself to you?
Artoran knowing that the whole point is for them to, make easy listings of stuff from the store, is going to slowly but carefully look around for Salem, making sure not to make himself known to anybody that he doesn't want to see him. If that makes any sense.
Okay, so Salem, you can see Batoran kind of signal to you.
So Salem's gonna look around, see if there's any guards around. Does he see any?
You don't see any in the immediate vicinity, no.
He's gonna quietly, carefully climb down then. Do I need to do anything?
No, you're fine. You can make it down.
So he's gonna climb down and then stealth over to where Batoran is, right outside the jewelry shop.
Okay, so you all standing outside of the jewelry shop.
Alright, and then... Oh. I noticed Salem, and I'm just like, what the fuck have you been, you cat? Like, I was in the middle of... Being obviously in hushed whispers, like, I was trying to teach Chungus numbers, and then you just disappeared. damn good thing we knew where the fuck we were both going. But next time, just
Well, I went for a midnight stroll on the rooftops and was able to make it most of the way here, going that way, avoid the guard.
I'll have to try that next time. But anyway, we're here now. I need to make sure there's no one patrolling, and we go inside and try and make sure that there's no alarms or anything.
You go inside?
I want to before we go inside. I want to check the any and all windows, make sure there's no it's not alarmed or trapped or anything.
Salem's not going to go in. He's going to stay outside and hide and watch.
Okay, so you're gonna go. So alright, so you go to the doors. Okay, they're basically dark.
I go to the windows around the window, the same window we went to last time, around the side, down an alleyway or whatever.
Okay.
Make sure see if it's most likely locked again, but he wants to make sure it's not alarmed or anything, not locked or trapped or anything.
All right, so you go to lift open the window. The window is locked. Do you want to try and unlock it?
Yeah, sure. What do you want me to roll?
Sleight of hand, please.
Alright.
Alright, you are able to unlock it.
Alright, I open it slowly but surely, making sure that it, like I said, it's not alarmed or trapped or anything.
Okay, make an Arcana check.
Arcana.
Arcana.
God. +1, don't fail me now. 13.
Alright. So as you start lifting the window, you see runic symbols appear. I need you.
I shut the window. And I get the hell out of Dodge.
Like that's gonna help you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Dexterity saving throw. Ooh, +7. 17.
Not good enough.
Oh,
As the entire window explodes in a fireball, engulfing you.
Fireball.
And you take 21 points of fireball damage as the window and the entire wall in front of you explodes in a giant explosion. You were thrown 20 feet and slam into the wall beside you.
That was this explosion.
You all hear it at the inn.
Jalu will go to see what happened.
Yeah, I'm guessing mulling about outside, talking with Glocktor and Jalu, and
Alright.
I guess if he's still with the group, whatever. It's looking to the side, looking at the smoke now coming up from that.
You
area.
see all of a sudden you see this bright flash of almost a pure white light, and then this tower of flame, and then smoke coming from a direction not far down the road. And you see several guards take off running.
Oh, you don't see that every day.
Yeah, Salem's gonna stir the corn real quick and then climb up on the roof right there.
Alright, so what did you do, Salem?
Salem's gonna stir Batoran real quick and then climb the roof right
Disturb or stir him?
there. Stir him real quick.
Alright, so...
Rouse me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a chef.
Ah.
Alright, so you gather up Batoran and kind of help him climb up the wall. Batoran, I need you to make an... I'll give you an acrobatics check. Acrobatics is a dex, it's not a con.
What? Acrobatics is supposed to be dex.
Yeah, you click the little square. I need to make a... You can make an acrobatics. You're at disadvantage, but you're getting help from Salem. You're able to climb up on the wall. As you see several guards comes, as you see about a dozen guards come storming in along with the fire brigade, as now the buildings are on fire. And they are looking around furiously for whoever caused this.
So, what does Jalu see as he gets there? Just fire.
The inside of the jewelry shop is slightly on fire. There is a giant kind of hole in the side of the building. The other building has got a broken window. And there's about a dozen guards, members of the fire brigade, and several, and a great many people have come running. You see them come running, as you can see what's happened.
So, find someone to ask them what happened.
All right. Who do you want to try and ask? The guards, the random people?
What if the random people? Because I don't think the guards are really gonna.
Yeah, they are trying to hold the group of people back. One of them goes, "I don't know, man. Some kind of just explosion. I heard it. This massive ball of fire. You beat me here."
Just out of curiosity, what was the save for the fireball?
You don't know.
I'm aware I don't know. I'm asking out of character. Just curious to see how close or how far I was away from it.
Not close enough.
Fuck.
Let's just phrase it that way. Not anywhere close enough.
We'll see if you can ask a guard, though. You're not expecting him to pay money.
So you'll grab one of the guards and goes, you'll go, "Step back, citizen. This is very dangerous."
Alright, Jalu will step back.
He goes, "We don't know what's happened here. Did you see anything?"
Jalu will shake his head no. I only heard the loud explosion and the fire in the sky.
What is everybody else doing?
Goloctor is grabbing Chungus by the ankles and throwing him up so he can hold him up in the air so he gets a.
Are you like? Is he like sitting on your shoulders, like above the crowd?
Right, so
Yes.
we're getting him the best vantage point so he can tell us what's going.
Chungus, what do you see?
There's a lot of fire.
You see several men. They've got buckets. They're throwing on the fire. You see several guards who get back. Chungus, you can see into the jewelry shop. There is some damage, and some of it's on fire, but they're succeeding in putting out the fire.
They are succeeding.
Well, since
I
we
really
now know
miss
it's the
the
jewelry shop, is the jewelry shop owner anywhere near?
You see you see a rather disturbed looking man. You believe might be the jewelry shop owner. It's hard to tell at this hour.
Is there any way we can get near him, or is the guards kind of got him?
You could kind of push your way through the crowd. He's in the crowd with everybody else. Like they're not letting anybody nearby. Yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
I was like, Galactor would like to go up to him and be like, "Jim, man, what happened?"
He will look up. He will look up at you, and he will have this kind of concerned face, and he will look at you, and then he will look up and see Chungus sitting on your shoulders, rather confused. He goes, "I knew it. Those bastards. They tried to steal from me again. That's why I brought in the mage. A rune of warding on all the doors and windows in my establishment. They would not break in and thieve from me again."
Or is he too far away?
I figured you all would kind of push up together. Or did y'all want to be separate?
Do you have any idea who might have been attempting this?
I don't have a clue. They broke into me the other day. After I talked to you all, actually. I believe they may have overheard us talking. So I called in a friend of mine. He's a wizard. I told him to put some runes on my thing, and he put some very powerful runes of warding. I figured they would be back. They didn't take all the good stuff. They made the mistake of trying again. I hope their bodies were disintegrated in the blast.
Galactor looks up at Chungus. Chungus, look for any familiar faces.
I guess
Chungus surveys the crowd.
I guess Jalu will also look around.
Alright, so make a kind of chick.
Rubbernecking.
Roll for accusations. Roll insight.
Insight, okay. That's a good one. Well, I thought it was a good one.
Nice.
Okay. Chungus, you and Ilham notice a few people that you have seen in the inn and a few other places. You've seen them kind of be around more than once. They are staying in the crowd looking on.
Do we spot anything interesting down the street where they have it blocked off?
You don't. It's just kind of like basically they're kind of blocked off in the little spot here, kind of around the building, and they've kind of got everybody kind of in a crowd around it. So imagine like if they blocked off about half, like basically that building. Just imagine the outside that section that is kind of blocked off both sides now. All you can see is you kind of see like groups of people on both sides just kind of looking in, and kind of people are trying to check and see what's going on. The fire brigade is bringing buckets of water. They've been passing them down from the fountain to the set.
Pardon me.
What do you do with that?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking them.
Are you waiting? Are you coming back to us to do something, or?
I'm reading what y'all are talking about in chat. I'm just waiting for y'all to make a decision on what y'all are doing. As y'all are hidden out on top of the roof.
Well, Salem is gonna disguise himself, though. Use disguise self and use that one I used before.
Okay.
And then we'll find a convenient place to kind of drop down and like join the group of people that's around that, and make his way to the party. Then.
I'm gonna qualify healing potion.
You're gonna take a potion. Okay.
I mean, I'm at literally 6 health.
I know what you're at. If you want to use a potion, go for it.
And how many D4 is that again?
2d4. 2d4 plus 4. I'm sorry, 2d4 plus 2.
Oh, plus 2. Alright.
Yes, not plus 4. Plus 2. Alright, well, you do that. So, Salem, you've been able to weasel your way down amongst the commotion. So you get, so Praetorian, you get 9 HP back. Salem, you're able to kind of get back a little bit, and, well, the crowd's not really paying attention to where you're at, so...
Does Salem see the party at all?
You've been able to kind of spot them. You saw Chungus holding up, you've seen Chungus riding around on Galactor's shoulders.
Well, he's gonna go up to Ellie and kind of whisper quietly, "That didn't go well."
Just kind of sighs and face palms a little bit.
See this?
we split up, so he might be back at the inn already, but we might see him around here.
Ah. Wonderful.
And we'll just walk up to Ellie and, well, have you heard anything?
Didn't hear or see anything interesting. Just whatever the guards are telling everybody. Was Jalu not there when the shopkeep was talking about?
I thought Jolly would
He
have her.
was there, right?
Yeah, I thought y'all kind of coalesced and moved together.
He meant more about, like, who could have done this.
Sounds like the mage that plays the warding glyph of warding technically did this.
I mean,
As for who activated it, I have no idea.
that's one interpretation of the law, I guess.
Does Galactor see any barrels that have been collecting rainwater, like near like the edge, like
Yeah, you see plenty of like you see barrels and like buckets and stuff like that sitting around.
But is there actually rainwater in it?
Sure. You actually see
Galactor help to try to put out the fire by
actually give me. You can either give me perception or investigation, whichever one you would like. Oh, pretty good. So you look around. You see a watering trough for horses, full of water.
This way.
Judging on how big it is, can Galactor throw this by himself? Well, not the whole thing, like throw it for the water to come out.
You might could use some help. It's fairly large. Water's heavy.
Right. So I motioned to Chungus to grab the end of,
Chungus will help.
All right.
and we like to heave it so the water comes out. Not throwing the whole trough.
Not the whole trough. Okay. Well, all right. So you kind of heave, ho, huh, and splash a bit, and just this massive wave of water comes pouring over the entire thing. You have actually been able to put out the fire. Right. Now you see this giant white cloud of like steamy smoke come flying up, and it's hard to see, but the fire has been quenched. You'll get a round of applause from many of the onlookers. And the shopkeeper will look at you and goes, "You did a good thing, young man. You saved my establishment from burning to the ground."
Fire is a
we
very
got?
destructive thing.
Perhaps next time, good sir, you could choose or ask them to choose a spell that won't also destroy your establishment in protecting it.
Well, the gyms will be unharmed.
That's a strange way to look at it.
Yes, and the perpetrator will not die next time if I give them something that doesn't explode or burn them to death.
I'll let him keep believing that.
You see the shopkeep kind of go to the guard, and he will step inside and survey the damage.
Kind of look about as much as he can one last time.
You see some counters burnt, and there's some damage, but not it could be much worse.
Looking for return to the party. And suppose the guards will deal with it. Let's return to the inn.
Alright, so you all gather up and kind of saunter back off towards the inn amongst the crowd. As the crowd kind of slowly starts to disperse after you have successfully put out the fire, as Chungus and Galactor did.
Galactor was going to ask him if he needed another pair of eyes to watch over him as he got all his supplies.
You can stay if you'd like. Jalu is heading back to the inn. What the rest of y'all want to do is entirely up to y'all.
Well, I'll at least offer it and see what he says.
A pair of eyes to watch him while he gathers up his stuff. The innkeeper will go, "Thank you, sir, but I believe the dozen or so guards will be more than sufficient. You have done enough today."
Alright, well, Galactor will brush off the dirt from his hands from picking up the trough and says, "Very well. Best of luck to your new endeavor."
I will build a better shop. A bigger shop.
Let's go.
Make it green. It tends to stand out better.
I will make it green in your honor, sir. And so you go trotting along, and Chungus rides upon your shoulders again. You all venture back to the inn, I suspect. Ellie, what do you do?
Staying with the group.
Okay, so you're just moving along with the party. Okay.
Sam's gonna go back with the group too.
I was fixing to ask.
He's making his way back to the inn this entire time via the rooftops.
Votoran?
Well, he rejoined the group.
Yeah. Salem went down with the group. Salem is just a halfling walking along beside everybody else. Votoran, you're bloody, severely burned. You've been blown into a wall and pulled up the side of helped pull up the side of a building by a cat. What are you doing?
I just said, I'm trying to make my way back to the inn via the rooftops this whole time.
Oh, I thought you said Salem was making his way back by the rooftops.
No, I am trying to make my way back to the inn, well, specifically my room via the rooftops this entire time, while also trying to stay out of sight.
Alright. Make me an acrobatics check.
Okay. +7, please don't fail me now.
Good enough. You're able to kind of hop your way along and are able to make your way back into your room.
I'm gonna collapse on my bed and sleep until morning.
Alright, so you collapse for a couple hours. Does everybody else go to sleep as well, I suspect? Or do y'all sit up and talk? What do y'all want to do?
What is it?
Fairly late.
Well,
We could use our time better.
Sleep seems fine if we're not gonna be going out to investigate anything.
I figure we have to wait for the others to return anyways. Whatever they may be up to.
yeah, I didn't expect him to be a Scrooge over. I think it was 50 gold worth of gems.
What?
Because Matoran stole like 50. I think it was 50 gold worth of gems.
Now,
I
is
honestly
this
kinda doubt
you
he's
saying this, or is this Salem saying this?
Yeah, I'm just saying this kind of about the
Okay.
situation. Like, I'm just kind of surprised he's that much of a Scrooge over 50 gold worth of gems and probably not even noticeable, but whatever.
Yeah, Scrooge. Yeah. How dare he not allow thieves to continue
How dare
stealing?
he?
Yeah.
I just kind of doubt he'd really notice that amount of gems, especially if they're only on the lower end of value.
You man really cares about his gems.
Could be an extremely like miserly, old Scrooge kind of guy. Sits there just counting his Money all day.
gems.
Yeah.
Names them all and everything.
And to go to the expense of hiring somebody as high level as he did, he must have had much more valuable stuff in there.
Must have, yeah.
Yes. So what do we see when we return to the inn?
The inn is fairly empty. The innkeep is kind of, he's in there. He has walked back inside after he realized what's happened, and kind of realized everything's under control.
Glucker will ask the innkeeper if he has a map he could use for a little bit of the surrounding areas around Grey.
You mean around Greyhawk?
Yeah, around Greyhawk.
Like a map of a region map or something like that?
Yeah, a region map or something. That would be very helpful. I don't know. Maybe something's painted on the wall of the. I don't know.
There is a painting that kind of shows like the kingdom. Basically, he doesn't really have a map per se.
That's fair, but I mean, is it pretty well accurate of it? You know, I know it's not probably a exact replica of a map, but
you can, enough to navigate with. Basically, it's much more drawn as like you would see as you were walking, less like okay, here's every little feature.
And then going off the map and the direction that tomb would be, can I roughly figure out how far, what time travel it, or how many days travel it?
Yeah, sure. You figure probably. Let me see. Hang on. Let me figure where my map is at. Remember where it's at on this map? I can never figure out where Greyhawk is at on this. Oh, there it is. The wrong map. Oh, that's why I had the wrong damn map up. I was like, why can I not find Greyhawk? You think it would be 2, 3, 1, 3, 5, 7. About 7 days travel, give or take a dime. You know it's in the Cairn Hills. Somewhere up in the Cairn Hills, basically, where you kind of got described to you.
Kind of relay this information back to the party, kind of giving them a heads up on how long it traveled.
How long is it?
7-day travel.
Alright.
Tomorrow. At least that's what Jalu will suggest.
Seems as good as any.
Seems like a good idea. Yeah, Salem at this point would have dropped his disguise self, and would say, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, but we might want to leave sooner rather than later.
Right.
Get out of town while the building's still hot.
Maybe. Salem didn't have anything to do with it. He didn't make it explode.
I'm sure the constabulary would agree with that.
The local magistrate, you know, His Royal Highness probably wouldn't have a problem with that at all.
No.
A building just exploded inside his city. What could possibly explain it? They explode all the time.
Due to skullduggery.
Really, the jeweler's the one at fault. He's the one causing the explosions in town.
Yes.
Question
I
is, did
mean,
he have the
really?
proper permits for it?
Yeah, he didn't have permits or anything either.
Did he have a concealed rune license?
Yeah, some kid might have been messing around, got blown up. So really, he's the bastard.
Hey man, it's all covered under castle doctrine. That was within 20 feet of his establishment, and you are allowed to fire through a glass window or door if somebody's about to make entry through it.
Yeah, but he doesn't know if that's a kid or some thief or some other bastard though. With because runes are indiscriminate.
Just like IEDs or unexploded devices.
It's not the rune, it's the person's fault.
Hmm.
You know, we really gotta get to the root of these problems. Anyway, back on
So, do we want to go traveling, or
back on the rails, sort
do we
of.
ever meet back up with our slightly toasty rogue friend?
On a slate.
For now, but then we slept.
I guess eat breakfast and make
I,
our way.
I don't know. Did y'all decide to go to bed? Because there was a discussion and that never. All I remember the statement was we could have used our time more efficiently. That's the last thing I remember when I asked if y'all were going to bed, like what y'all plan to do.
Yeah, then I said if we're not planning on leaving right now, the bed seems reasonable. I think
Okay.
there was some half-hearted agreement.
Yeah, I think it should be good that we get out of town sooner rather than later. Before it's too nosy.
Well, you know.
It is what it is.
As far as Jalu's concerned, the guards will figure it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Still
I
plausible.
mean, unless Salem insists that we leave, sooner.
In which case, we'll need to find our missing friend.
Yeah. In which case, we need to look for. So is Salem insisting we go now?
Hold on. Salem's gonna kind of get up close to Zalu and whisper to him, "You might have been kind of responsible for that thing that happened earlier.
His
It
face
might be a
just
good idea for us
grows.
to get out here sooner rather than later."
Like, you can tell he's like real fucking pissed right now. Where did Bartorin go?
He kind of got caught up in that explosion and he got singed pretty good from it. So I think he's catching a nap.
There for a moment. Like,
What was that?
Jalu just kind of stews there for a moment. Just like contemplating. Basically, I'm giving time for other players to do things. If they want to, or
Don't really have anything else to add as far as things to do.
Want Chungus to wake him up?
Jalu will nod.
Have I had enough time to heal a little bit more or no?
That
How long is a short rest? It's what, an hour?
1 hour without doing anything.
Yeah.
The long rest is 8 hours. Let's see. How do I feel about how long y'all got to rest? What do y'all think is fair, boys? Did y'all get a long rest in last night or not?
Doesn't
Roll a
sound-
d8.
Unless they waited till the next day. They went out and blew up the place that same night, didn't they?
Basically, yes. I'm gonna go with no. I have heard persuasive arguments. You could roll hit. You could use hit die. If you would like to use hit die, you could use hit die.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a hit die. God, oh come on.
Those numbers add up.
Aren't you glad you taught Chungus numbers?
God damn it, Chungus. I want another one. Oh, for fuck's sake! Are you shitting me?
Istus is not pleased.
Oh my god, that's really funny.
That is funny.
I guess that's just fate.
I mean, you could have used another healing potion instead.
I guess I'm pretty much full at this point.
You're down 1 HP, yes, you're basically full.
God, that works for me. Should have just probably used the healing potion, but eh.
Why? Hit die are free.
Exactly.
So Chungus will go up to Bartoran's room and flip the bed over.
I think you're gonna flip the bed. The door is shut and locked, you realize that, right?
Flip the door over.
That didn't stop Bartoran last night. Alright, so you go up to his room. The door is locked, Chungus. What do you do?
Time to get out the old Warhammer.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
It's called a master key.
You splinter the door.
Does this wake me up?
I would assume so. That's your decision.
Fuck! I hear the splintering open, I jump out of bed like, what the fuck? Who is hammering down my God damn it, Chungus, what the fuck?
Time to go.
Ugh. I put my head in my hands and just rub. Bartolian
Walk
puts his head
over.
in his hands, rubs his eyes like, fine. Fuck it.
Just glaring at Bartoran.
Just goes downstairs.
You look darker than before.
Okay.
I did just say that. I'm gonna let that slide because it's close to racism. Another lesson we're gonna have to.
Race.
Things
What?
you don't say. People.
Chungus doesn't understand.
Thank you for titling my video, Chungus. I really appreciate that.
Bartoran just
Don't
walks
mention it.
downstairs looking completely fucking miserable. Well, before he goes downstairs, he changes into another set of clothes. Ones that are not singed and dust and dirty and burnt.
Okay. As soon as Jiaolu sees Bartoran, he's gonna give quite a glare. He's gonna say, "What do you have to say for yourself?"
Well, I would say I learned the lesson, but we both know that's a lie. So, what I can say is check twice next time.
Jiaolu just sighs. Says, "We are going to head to the crypt. I suggest you keep your shenanigans in check."
It's Salem's gonna use prestidigitation to clean him up the rest of the way.
Thank you, Salem.
Torin, that is.
Okay.
Chill.
You could also flavor him.
And I guess we gather everybody up and head out.
Alrighty. So y'all gather up. 1 second.
Something. Wouldn't it?
1 second. Hang on. Just taking care of something.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Alright, so you all kind of gathered together. You have had breakfast. Those of you that were already awake.
Okay.
So you all prepare to head out, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Alrighty, so... Alright, so you all have gathered together. Chungus is, So Chungus is there. Everybody's good. Okay, good. Don't worry about anything. Alright, so, you all start... So what's your plan, basically? Just to...
Well, what direction do we need to be leaving town?
You all need to be heading east. Northeast, to be exact.
Well, before we leave town, I will make mention to the group that I need to do a quick rendezvous to the trade, or a little bit further south of our area, and then I'll be ready to go.
About that.
I don't know what the T section is. What's the T section, Mark?
Townsfolk.
Townsfolk section.
Been the outskirts of that, basically.
I purchased something on my yeah,
Okay.
and I must go by and pick it up.
Very well. Let's not take too long.
Oh no. If you guys would like to come with, by all means. If not, I shall meet you at whatever gate you guys. I guess the closest gate to you guys would be A2 on the map. I'll be going out A or T1 or whatever that is now.
Well,
Yeah, T1.
actually, no. The closest gate out of town would be... There's a gate door, like a tower. You said a little round tower thing in the road. Between A2 and T1, that's an exit out. So you can actually leave the town in that direction. So...
Gotcha. So if they'd like to come with me, or I could just meet them at that.
Actually, well, that has to go up between like C1, but that's a different journey.
As long as no buildings explode when you go to pick up your item.
Don't worry, my item will shit and get.
What?
I got it.
Well, Gloctor has been very lonely from being from his plains where he grew up, so he went and got him
Oh, what?
a horse. You know, clippity cloppity, clippity cloppity. So on your guys on this endeavor we're going, Gloctor will have.
Yeah, I'm not against picking up riding horse as well if we're going.
Some experience.
Well, after you mention that, yeah, sure. I'll
I'll
You
go
offered
get
that we
one
could go with
as
you and get as well, so sure, I'll go and see about buying a horse. Is that alright, Markso?
Yeah, that is fine with me.
Yes, Jelly will go too. Oh.
Chungus
I'll
also
go as
curious
well.
about this horse.
Boy.
For what I bought, it was 97 gold total for the horse, the saddle, and the bit.
Okay. Chalu doesn't have enough money. Maybe he does. I don't know. I don't think I counted my money correctly.
You should.
Right now I have 37 or 33 gold.
What did you spend it all on?
I don't think I did. I think I just didn't mark it down right, as I said. Because I wasn't sure what the count was.
You each got.
Well,
Remember, you each got 500 gold pieces.
How many healing pots did you buy?
He didn't buy anything. He's bought nothing.
yeah.
You should have 500 gold pieces because y'all did the job.
Okay, so 533. Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm like,
I didn't know
how are you so broke?
I don't know.
I understand Chungus, but
Yeah, everybody understands Chungus. Fortune, unfortunately, so with that. The entire time he's trying, his goal is to eventually get Chungus educated enough to stop throwing money away.
Alright,
Good.
well.
Do they offer military saddles?
I'm gonna say no. That would be harder to come by.
So how many
Just a
gold is that
riding
again?
saddle,
Just one more time. For the whole package. Let's see.
So it's just like 97 gold for a horse and saddle and bit and everything.
Guess so.
Should be.
The military saddle was more, so that's what I picked up. But since we can't get a military,
Yeah. You couldn't get a military saddle because that would require, like, them to be willing to give you one. And they're not really thrilled about giving somebody away just a military saddle. You could get just like you could get like a basic riding saddle, but a military one's like it's 89 gold. How much was it? 87.
So how much would it cost to rent a horse, a regular saddle, and the bit, or like the
to
bit
rent,
bridle?
I don't know.
To rent,
Well, or buy did you just buy the horse outright?
Yeah, I bought the horse, the saddle, and the bit. It'll be 87 without the military saddle because it's 10 gold for regular.
So we're just buying horses then? Okay.
it would be because a riding horse is 75 plus it's 77 for because with the bit and bridle, and then you get to riding horse. So it's 87. It's 87 gold pieces.
87, okay.
All right.
And you
Chungus
will.
probably need a pony because of how small he is.
I say, couldn't theoretically Chungus and Salem double up?
Save a horse.
I'm gonna go with.
They're both small creatures.
Chungus is a pretty big dude, though.
And I wanted to get a donkey for Salem anyway.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess.
All right then. Let's figure we'd save people money.
All right. So a pony is 30 gold. Well, the carrying capacity is 220. Chungus, the problem with the pony is you would break it down. It's not strong enough to carry you.
Yeah, that's true. I just realized that.
You could get a mule and ride a mule.
There you go.
All right, that works.
No, you also might want to consider feed for your horses, as you know, so they don't like starve.
They can't graze along the way.
To a degree, yes, but you also want to feed them while they're walking. Otherwise, they're going to stand there grazing all day.
Let's see.
So you would be just
That's
standing
5
on the side.
CP.
Yeah, so you'd be standing on the side of the road like most of the day. So you would get nowhere. It would be faster to
Shame
just
we don't
walk.
have a druid that knows good berry.
It doesn't work on horses.
Like
It
2
doesn't
weeks
work on
worth, or
horses? That's dumb. So we'll figure what we need at least a week's worth of feed,
yeah, so maybe
maybe
2
two
weeks.
there and back.
Cause yeah, at least
Well, that means buying saddlebags.
that is true, isn't it?
Yeah, and probably need saddlebags.
Okay.
Looks like a saddle pack is 5 gold.
Okay.
Saddlebags are 4 gold.
Mm.
Oh, 4?
4.
Okay, how much is feed?
5 copper per day.
Something.
5 copper per day. So we'll need 70 copper.
Yes.
I'll just round it
And
up
it's
to a silver.
100 copper per silver piece,
Or-
right?
Rather, yeah.
No, it's 10 copper per silver. It's 100 copper per gold piece.
Oh.
Per gold, so it'd be like a gold and a half.
So I'll just spend a
Gold.
gold and get 20 days worth.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
Okay.
that works. Oops. Okay.
Okay.
Does that come with the bag to feed the horse with, or no? Like the thing to put over their faces?
Like a feedback, it'll come with that, but you need somewhere to
Alright,
store.
cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and saddlebags.
Mm-hmm.
Could look for an elephant.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not gonna be able to get one.
Could look for one, but ain't gonna find one.
You can look for the rest of this session all you want.
So where are you seeing all this information for the horses and everything?
I have my player's handbook laying here in my lap.
Or
That-
you can open up the item
Items,
window.
and then there's type, and then you could
Yeah.
tack harness and drawn vehicles, and then there's another tab. Mounts
Yeah,
and
I
other
can search.
animals.
Or yeah. Then you can click on the item and it'll tell you the cost and the weight and stuff. You can just drag the little box over to your inventory.
Okay.
And it'll add it to you. Yep.
You can also go to the in the library. There's hold on.
Okay then.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, good.
But yeah, you can go into the library and in the basic rules player's book, and you go into equipment and you see the mounts and other animals and tack harness and drawn vehicles, and it shows you how much everything costs, in like a list format.
Ah. Mounts and other animals. I assume we're doing a riding horse?
Whatever you want to buy.
You can either do a riding horse, a draft horse, or a donkey and or mule. Exotic animals are not acceptable here. So an elephant or a camel is not within your acquiring capabilities. You could also do a pony, but you're just barely light enough to get in a pony.
I'll stick with the regular riding horse.
Okay.
Chungus got a donkey and thinks it's a furry velociraptor.
Change his mind.
The teeth aren't very sharp, but oh well.
It also seems rather slow compared to a velociraptor.
Centuries of lazy genetics.
It's no dactyl, but it'll do.
It's a donktal. Alright, so do we have everything sorted out now?
So unless people
I'm
want to
good
get
to
a cart or something for items, but it's alright. We didn't last time.
But then we need draft horses.
Yeah, I know, right?
And then you gotta have somebody to watch the cart, and then you gotta hope they don't run away with the stuff, and...
Somebody
I
to
know,
watch
we'll
over the
hire a
horses.
wizard to put a glyph of warning with a fireball on the cart. If anybody tries to steal it, he'll blow up the horses.
Deterrence.
That'll teach you.
Just clip the horses, hell with the cart.
Yep.
Alright, we're good. Well, I imagine, it's not much of the session left.
Part 2 of the session is gonna be titled, Just gloof the horses, to hell with the cart. There's a little bit of session left if y'all want to take out.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So 1d4 poison damage. Poison.
So how long does it take by horse?
Yes.
Let's see. By horse, it will take 7 days.
Okay.
Y'all are trying through hills, it doesn't make you any faster.
You should have known this.
It just makes us less tired each day.
Slightly, yes.
Not.
Although riding a horse is actually quite exhausting as well. But you can carry more now.
I was gonna have myself tied to the horse each day.
You should be like laid on top and just like banded to it, just like sleep the entire way.
Yep. Throw it over the back like Red Dead Redemption.
There you go.
Nice.
That way I only had 2 rations for the way back.
Mm-hmm.
So,
More
yeah.
rations.
I mean, Salem's a master forager.
Cook. Yeah, I guess if you're gonna cook, then I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So I see
it's
I've
good
already
to have
got
emergency rations.
Yeah,
I've got a week and a half of rations.
yeah, pretty much the same.
Alright, so you all have gathered up and you're now trotting out together on your various mounts.
In the middle of the night following an explosion, yes.
The next morning following an explosion that happened in the night.
Okay.
A group of people who nobody has ever seen before and somehow managed to stay at the Road Moves. You all were at the Road Moves Manor the night it was attacked and set fire to. Did you all allegedly there or allegedly attacked?
Yes.
Allegedly.
Exactly. Allegedly.
You all then proceed to be at the scene after the attack.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Of the building that allegedly exploded.
Yeah.
And now you are allegedly
shocking,
leaving
sir.
the town on a pack of mounts in the middle of the morning. Uh-huh.
Sounds about
That's,
right.
that sounds about like the correct hypothetical situation. Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, Lord.
And nobody has noticed anything at all.
That's how it goes.
I hope so.
Well, to
Brain
keep my
is-
horse fresh, Glocktor will actually pick up his horse and carry it for so long, and then he'll go. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay then. All right, so you all venture out. Travelers come and go out of Greyhawk all the time, so you're not really noticed too much. People come in, they leave. They come in, they leave. You got traders coming into the Artisan District. They got traders leaving the Artisan District. There's a reason why there's a lot of inns.
Yeah.
You all head out. See what that gives us.
And Ellie will just be wearing common clothes now instead of her priestly vestments.
Uh-huh. Okay, so that's a 19. To my table.
Fuck, that's a 19. A 20 is a green dragon.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
Roll perception, see what we
There's a
see.
modifier.
At least a 20 was a green dragon and Lost Mines of Fandover, so.
Well, this isn't Lost Mines of Fandover thing.
I know,
Unfortunately.
but it's still fun to.
It's
But
much worse.
Mine where stuff's going on could be the lost mines of Andover. And
Well, what are these skill checks for?
I don't know what the skill
Well, I
checks are
thought-
for.
Oh, I thought we were on our way. I was just kind of broadly checking to see the quality of what Salem finds, basically. But it seems like we're not on our way, actually.
Oh no, y'all are traveling. My roll is not indicative to your survival check. You find basically ginger root and a few other minor things to kind of,
Basic shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
enough to
That's what
keep
it's
you
having a
enough to keep you from dying, basically, as you all adventure.
Charlie will just have a ration.
See what I can scrounge up with survival as well, just for fun. 12.
You don't do so well. you lack the survival capabilities that Salem has from his cooking background, basically.
Through their stomachs, yeah. Does that show up correctly, by the way?
Yep.
Alright, so as you all adventure along, you travel through. The weather begins to turn pretty nasty. And you are forced to slow down. As lightning and driving rain is now hitting you.
Y'all want to see if we can find a place to camp out?
Well, what
Find an inn on the way.
Do we know? From the day?
You're about 2 days into your travel, and there aren't any inns along the way. You're all traveling over the hills.
Far away.
To Grandpa's house you
Over the
go.
hills and far away.
What do y'all want to do? Do you press on? Or do you
You
stop?
said it's lightning real bad.
There's lightning, it's driving rain, it's winds gusting real heavily and swirling.
Are we near any cliff sides, or are we just surrounded by trees?
Y'all are rolling through the hills, so there's like overcropping, stuff like that, and things like that. Yeah.
Like, is there anywhere we can get underneath that's not tree?
Oh yeah. There's like some rock outcroppings and stuff like that you can hide underneath.
Sure. I think we're supposed to do that. Okay.
so we take cover.
Take cover for the night, anyway.
Okay.
At least I don't know what time of day it is or whatever, but at least until
Yeah,
the
that's
storm
what I was
blows
asking
over.
earlier about.
Does the storm seem like it's just gonna blow over in a couple hours, or is it gonna last through?
Make me a survival check or a nature check. Give me a nature check.
Man, I like survival.
You can give me survival if you'd rather have survival. You have been out. You live out in the plains enough, you know. You think it'll blow over in a few hours, maybe a day. You can't be certain how long it'll last, but you think it'll blow over. It's not gonna be continuous.
the outcropping that we're kind of under, this ain't no like, is it a cave or just?
It's not really like a cave so much as like it's kind of like it's an outcropping. Like there's rocks above, like the hill kind of like rolls over your head, but it's not like a cave. Like you can't like get down into. You can kind of get like it's kind of imagine a mouth of a cave that just stops, basically.
It don't look like anything else is going to be coming back to this particular area.
Not that you've seen, no.
Back up, excuse me.
Well, should we wait for the storm to pass over, or see what happens?
Yep. As well.
Chungus go through weather like this all the time.
Yeah, Traveler isn't too-faced at all either, but you know.
Salem is pretty miserable though.
Yeah.
Like, what's
So you might-
visibility like?
Rather short. It's hard because like the rain is like it's coming down and stinging into your face like that, and you're almost kind of like having to shield your eyes.
Well, at the very least, I'd prefer not to travel across unknown land and
What?
limited visibility.
It's a fair point.
Don't know what might be out here that could take advantage of our hindrance.
The doctor does know one thing. You being in metal means a lot of chafing. Chafing's never good.
That's why there's leather underneath. And other padding.
Actually, look, there's actually technically no leather under metal. I think it's actually all just quoted padding.
Sure.
But I feel the storm should be over within a couple hours. Hopefully, we'll still have some daylight.
All right. So what do y'all do?
Hunker down.
Bunker
Gonna
down.
wait for the-
Me.
Shelter in
Little-
place.
Yeah.
Hunkering down.
All right.
Maintain safe distance from one another.
6 feet.
Make sure you take that piece of cloth and cover your face with it.
Yeah, 6 feet, everybody. Come on, we gotta do this. Do it right.
All right. So you all. Damn it! Drop my mouse. Y'all are hunkered down. The storm actually blows over in about an hour. There is still some daylight left. It was a pretty heavy rain though, and the road is in the path. Your kind of path, we'll call it, is kind of muddy. So you might be slowed for a little while. You might be slowed as you kind of muck your way through a little bit.
Okay.
Salem's gonna use precipitation to dry himself off.
Okay. Okay. So you all continue on.
Yes.
You don't know what the table looks like. You're besieged by an ancient gold dragon. No, just kidding.
I was about to say, Jesus. Listen, gold dragons are usually friendly.
They're extremely good.
Then there's someone in the party who must be evil.
I
least-
don't know who.
Or at least there's
Hey,
only one person.
Not
who's-
evil. Or chaotic neutral. Artorin is chaotic neutral. He is not evil.
Uh-huh.
Tell yourself that.
But now he is speaking with a Russian accent.
That makes him evil.
Just because you are a bad guy does not mean you are a bad guy.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Okay.
You all continue on. The weather clears up. The sun has come out. The road's dried. You all travel pretty uneventfully, actually. And you arrive at what you have kind of basically found to be the tomb. is innocuously it is pretty innocuous. It is basically looks like almost like a little shrine. Like it looks big enough just to be like a little shrine building, basically. Like you would open the door and there'd be a little shrine just sitting there, and that's it.
Are there any religious markings?
No.
Doesn't seem to be anyone else about, is there?
No one.
Any tracks leading to and from the area?
You don't notice any, but the ground's kind of look. You can see where the ground has been kind of like washed down a little bit, so you aren't sure.
All right.
At least not enough tracks to like create a dirt section in the grass or anything.
No, clearly not. It's the shrine. The tomb kind of looks like that little shrine I just posted there. Like it's about that size is what it looks like.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't look like that, but it's that size basically.
Right.
Like you could
Probably
stand inside of it barely. Like it's a phone booth. You couldn't swing a Salem.
All right.
It is innocuous. It's just made of stone. It's just pure stone with a kind of a slanted, vaulted, like a peaked roof, basically. Maybe about 8.5 feet tall. You know, looks to be about 3 feet deep. You know, maybe about 3 feet wide. What do you do?
Look to the more dexterous people and see if they would like to do anything such as checking for problems that may arise.
Last time I checked for traps, it totally blew up in the face. But sure, I'll look for traps or whatever.
Stand back 35 feet.
Gee, thanks.
Well, you did just say last time it blew up in your face.
I mean, to be fair. All right, so you want to go up?
Would like to.
Wow.
It's a perception or investigation looking for traps.
Yeah, that should be investigation technically, because you're investigating as opposed to just trying to perceive something.
Alright.
But I will give you perception on that. I'll go ahead and give
I
you
was gonna
perception.
say, in that case, let me roll investigation if it's supposed to be investigation. So, 1 second. Yeah, I think I'll take my investigation.
You realize I was going to make you, if you rolled a nat 1, you're going to be rolling a 1, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Just double checking.
I know. I was prepared to take the roll, no matter what.
Alright, so you check around. You don't see any traps of any kind.
Room's clear, traps, guys. Nothing here that can be set off in any way, shape, or form.
The room is cleared? Or you mean the door? Cause
Door, yeah.
I was just gonna say, did you open the door? Because, like,
The door is clean. I thought we were already in the room.
No.
Oh, okay. So the door is clean.
If y'all have already decided y'all are in the room, things are fixing to change real quick. From my perception of where you all are versus where you actually are.
Doctor was just trying to hitch up the horses.
Oh, okay. Do that.
So, yeah.
So, Galto,
To the doorknob.
do you want to like tie him to like a tree or something like that, like a down to log or something? Okay.
And throw down some feed for them so they kind of.
Well, they can graze. There's plenty of grass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they can graze.
Sweet.
All right. So Bernard, you have gone up and searched the door. It does not appear to have any traps.
How does it appear that you open said door? Is there an obvious?
Has a sign that says push on it.
So you pull the door open.
Yep.
So basically the door is just a push-in door, basically.
I suppose we can then.
Do it.
Suppose we push it open then.
All right. So you push open the door. You see a set of stairs leading down.
Hmm. Well, no time like the present, right, guys?
Well, what are we waiting for?
Inside the shack, are there any signs of recent travel? Or is it all dusty?
You see small, slightly muddy footprints. Not like small, like you just see like just a couple.
Right.
Like they're normal sized, human sized.
There's no like torchlight or anything going down the stairwell.
Not really, no. There's like no ambers or glows or anything like that now.
Who wants to point?
Probably the root.
Trying to think who would have the best. Don't mind me.
Passives.
Oh, passives.
So would these guys technically be like your arch gang, Elheim? There, like, would they be like your?
Ask it in character or out of character?
Just kind of out of character.
Okay. Wastry. So my character is actually part of the Remnant Sul, known as the Scarlet Brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Wastry was one of the apprentices of the founder of the Scarlet Brotherhood, who splintered off to go do his own thing and kind of became corrupted through his choice of how to attain power. So the Scarlet Brotherhood sees him as an abomination.
Heretics, gotcha.
And Weejas is a Suluise deity, so see that he's a heretic of the Suluise pantheon. We hate him.
Ellie, you're the only one capable. So as you're starting to make your way down the steps, you can hear the sounds of writing, like a pen on a piece of parchment.
I'd make a hand gesture for the group to be quiet for a moment, and then sounds like somebody's writing. But she's kind of like cupping an ear to listen carefully to make sure that's what she's hearing.
You can hear the faint tink 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 sound of somebody like getting ink, and then you can hear the scratching of like a fountain pen, like a ink pen, like a.
After listening for a few more seconds, she nods with certainty that somebody down there is writing.
The rogues of the party.
Maybe we should sneak in and see if we can find out anything else down there.
That's a good idea.
Might not be a bad idea.
Split the party. Cool.
And I'm doing it like intentionally trying to be very, very quiet.
We're gonna hold that thought for next session.
Yep, I know.
Beans.
I know we did that.
How long do the stairwell look?
The stairwell looks a decent sized stairwell.
Okay.
Longer than a normal stairwell.
Right.
You get the impression it goes down a decent bit.
Do they seem to go on forever?
They do not. They do not seem to go on forever. They seem to go on.
Well, I mean, if there's no lighting, our dark vision only goes 60 feet.
Far enough that you can see the bottom, but you can see that they do not go on forever.
Okay, cool.
Yes, you don't have to worry about them going into hell. You're not taking the stairway to hell.